Prajwal HegdeDjokovic toyed and teased en route a clinical 6-3, 6-2, 6-3 win in 2 hours and 4 minutes on court, in which he hit 34 winners that saw him claim a record 7th Australian Open title, the first man in history to do so. TNN, updated January 28, 2019, 10:06 ISTNovak Djokovic posing with the Australian Open trophy. AFP Photo, Melbourne. Novak Djokovic was so far ahead in the Australian Open final, he was out of sight. The winner-ripping, chest-thumping 31-year-old put on a spectacular show on Sunday night at the packed-to-the-rafters Rod Laver Arena. The top seed painted the lines and ran his opponent around court as if the 17-time major winner Rafael Nadal was a kindergarten kid looking for a spare wheel. Djokovic toyed and teased en route a clinical 6-3, 6-2, 6-3 win in 2 hours and 4 minutes on court, in which he hit 34 winners that saw him claim a record 7th Australian Open title, the first man in history to do so. The Serb sank to the court, letting out a loud shout that echoed across the stadium, before raising his hands in triumph as one section of the crowd sat stunned while the other was on its feet, celebrating a great performance. A year ago, I had a surgery on my elbow. Now to be standing here having won 3 of 4 Grand Slam titles is amazing. I'm speechless, Djokovic, who has now won 15 major titles, 3 of them in succession, said. A trophy like this is more special when you have someone so close in your life to share it with. My family, my wife Elena, son Stefan and daughter Tara. They have sacrificed a lot for me to live my dream. I hope not to ever take that for granted. The world know. One, who took home $4,100,000 and 2,000 points for the victory, had warm words for the Spaniard, who crossed the net to congratulate his opponent. You came back from injury and since September you hadn't played until here. You've defined fighting spirit and resilience, he said. Nadal, who was off the pace right from the start in what was his first tournament in 5 months, said, "Today, I had somebody who played much better than me. Even if this night was not for me, it was important to be here, coming back from injury. I will keep fighting, keep working for the most important titles. Sometimes in these tough moments I have been injured, sometimes it is the opponent who is better." Djokovic was a blast in his opening essay, while Nadal, sporting a tee of the color of Tang, the fruit-flavored favorite of the 70s, the cut-off sleeves lending to the retro blend, stumbled in his first service game. The remodeled serve, broken only twice so far in the tournament, was busted at 15 when a Nadal forehand landed long. On the other hand, the Serb was cutting like a knife. The Spaniard failed to win a point on Djokovic's first 2 service games. It wasn't until the 4th game that Nadal got on the scoreboard and that after fighting off a break point. Djokovic bio, career stats, Nadal, showed signs of a fight back when he held to love in the 8th game. He then won his first point of the set on his opponent's serve. Though Nadal got more play in the second set, it wasn't quite enough to make a match of it, given how impressive Djokovic was, his play matching the electric blue of his tee. Mistimed shots, inconsistency, doubts and a net cord gave the Serb an early break in the 5th game. Nadal, egged on by his fans, then had a hint of a chance in the next game, but the Serb shut him out, fists clenched and eyes blazing. He broke again and then served out at love. As supreme as Djokovic was in the first 2 sets, only 4 unforced errors against his opponent's count of 20, Nadal was all over the place, slow, soft, uncertain. The duo's 53rd meeting was quickly turning into Djokovic's party. Nadal took a toilet break at the end of the second set, not because he needed to but because he wanted to grab at anything that might trigger a shift in momentum. Down 15-40 in the 3rd game of the 3rd set, Nadal staged a counter to save the first break point but a delicate drop shot forced the error, putting the Serb ahead in the contest. Download the Times of India News app for latest sports news. Rafael Nadal takes positives out of Australian Open defeat. Australian Open, Djokovic hails Nadal rout as his best Grand Slam final performance. Novak Djokovic beats Rafael Nadal to win a record 7th Australian Open title.